Hey y'all, hey party peeps. Welcome back to my TikTok or YouTube channel. I hope y'all are having a blessed day. Um, and I was just thinking about you guys, and I thought about something that has been on my heart, present on my heart, for quite a bit time now, a few years actually. And I wanted to touch base, talk about the topic of depression, and you know, the world, life itself. Humans have existed over centuries, and depression has been an issue or has been something that has existed in humans. And there's gray areas in life, and there's a lot to it. Life is simple yet complex, and I just wanted to talk about it for a very good reason. And I guess I'll start with growing up. Um, I'll cut straight to the chase. But for example, like growing up, I was often told, or I found myself in places where a lot of the people around me would kind of have empower the stigma of mental health and along with depression. Um, and some people would say, like, like, why are you depressed? Like, snap out of it, knock it out, um, like, suck it up, get out of your own head. Um, and something that would hurt me a lot, something that they would say. Um, and by the way, y'all, I just got out of work, and I do get uncomfortable when people are walking around, but I know that I need to get over that. But, anyways, I'll continue. But yeah, something that I would hear. Basically, people would treat people like that would struggle with depression like outcasts. Like it's hard to describe, but it's very horrific. What I would hear, like it, they would shame you, right? Like they would basically shame you, um, like ill. Like I'm not going to help you, and if you're depressed, I don't want to be around you because you know you're just not someone anybody wants to be around, and neither do I. And too bad you're depressed. Okay, ew. Like I don't want to be around that. Like that's how they would approach it, as opposed to the right way, which is like, hey, like maybe I don't want to be around you, because negative Nellies, you know, you become who you're around with, right? But at the same time, let's say it's a loved one, or let's say this person, right? Even if you're not super close to them, like they're human just like you, and just imagine how they would feel, how you would feel, right? Like put yourself in their shoes, right? How would you feel if you were struggling with depression? You don't know why, or even if you don't do know why. The point is, you have this demon of depression on your shoulders, and you don't know how to battle it alone, right? Because I feel like depression is one of those things where you can't do it alone. Um, and even if we do say you achieve it alone, it's really God with you, right? Um, and briefly, I just want to say I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet. But here I am, sharing life just alongside you. So I'll continue again. But yeah, growing up, people would treat that, would treat people, with depression like that. And to me, that didn't sit well with me. Like, I understand where you're coming from, and like I really do understand how you may feel about it, but that doesn't make it right. And it's so inhumane and out of place and bizarre. Like I couldn't understand why people like it does something to you psychologically, right? Um, like it's just not okay, and it's not normal. I would say, right? It's not human. Like it's not from this world, And I don't know where that attitude came from, because for me, like whether I was depressed or not, if someone told me they were depressed, my reaction is not shaming you. It's more so, talk to me. Why? Um, and whether I can help you or not, just I'm here to listen. Talk to me, and I'll support you. I'll encourage you, because human life, is valuable. And I couldn't live with myself. It would be highly traumatizing, if I let someone slip through my hands that I could have saved their life. Right? Um, it didn't sit well with me, And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with you guys today. And I'll go on. I'll try to wrap it up. But because I know I don't have a lot of time in front of this camera. Um, but you on the other side of the camera, this is a heart to heart conversation that I want to have with you. Um, what I would say, I wouldn't buy into that philosophy. It's just not okay. Nothing good comes out of it. If you were in the position on the other end, um, right back, if you were backed into a corner with depression, you would at least want someone to hear you, um, or just respond a little bit more normal, like uplift you, encourage you, even if they're not there 24/7, even if they're not gonna like um, allow you to bring them down. You would still want someone who can, I guess the key word, to communicate effectively that they love and care for you and they do think about you, even if they can't help you, right? I was watching a video about, it's called Cinema Therapy on YouTube. Feel free to Google it. And one of the topics that they touched on, one of the key lessons from Toy Story, the series, what about friendship is that, like sometimes friends, their job is to like, maybe I can't take this away from you, but I can extend my hand shoulder to shoulder at your side, be with you, and just give you company. And when you're there, it doesn't hurt to give a word of encouragement or two, or a word of motivation, or speak life into them. And I feel like that's the right way to approach depression. Like, you have your boundaries, you have your duties, you have your own life, to take care of, right? Your own responsibilities, your individual life experiences, body, spirit, mind, and soul, and your physical body. Like, you have your own life, but at the same time, if somebody communicates to you that they have depression, we shouldn't shame them. We shouldn't bring them more down than they already are, right? Like, that's just not normal, I would say. And I guess I want to wrap the video up with this. And I actually came up with this today, uh, because what I'm talking to you guys about, if you notice me struggling to talk, for one, you already know I'm working on my lisp. Two, I don't know how to put these thoughts into words. But third, I do need to get better at my YouTube videos and rehearsing and all that. Um, Anyways, I'll wrap this video up now. Okay, here's what I will say. Um, Now it's 8 minutes. Okay, so here's what I would say. Just as many reasons as there are 1,000 billion million trillion reasons for why your suicide may be justified. Like, I'm not gonna deny that. Maybe you do have a really great reason for why it's a good idea for you to go through with that. I would also argue that there's just equally as much, 1,000 trillion million gazillion dillion whatever reasons for why your choice, your decision, to be alive, to stay alive, to go on alive, is justified as well. And it's just, above all else, God is with you. God is greater than the folly, attitude, frame of mindsets, behavior, decisions, and choices that humans do, society overall as a whole, and the earth and life itself. It can't top God's very own existence and his love and purpose that he has for you. And above all else, I would argue that you should be more concerned with accomplishing your purpose, and your individual. All right, sorry guys, it got cut, but I'll finish up. But yeah, quality of life. Um, and as much as, if someone was to argue reasonably, hey y'all, it got cut again. But again, I'm gonna finish up. Um, but yeah, just as reasonably and efficiently and effectively, someone could argue, um, that, like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, death is probably easier than being alive. Death is probably more peaceful than being alive. Nay, and nay, no, nay. of all that, nay of all that, nay of all that, it, being alive, there's something special about it, and there's nothing that tops that. No temporary circumstance in your earthly life can top the blessing, the beauty, the goodness, the richness, um, that the very act of breathing and staying alive, the joy that comes from that. There is nothing that you can go through that can top that experience. And nothing, above all else, nothing is more important than the purpose that God has placed in your heart, in your life, upon you. Um, and the ability, the opportunity to do something, to become something, to make something out of your life. Right? Like God has given us the opportunity to be alive. And it would be good for us to be aggressively grateful by becoming something of significance in this lifetime. And so when you die, you leave a powerful legacy for those around you and your family and your bloodline. There's nothing, that's priceless, right? That would be my argument. And I say that, guys, because I've struggled with depression. And you would imagine me hearing all those things growing up. It hurt me. But you know what? It wasn't enough to bring me down. And even when it did, now with God preserving my life, I can see the greater good and what is higher above us, above our heads, what really matters in life, you know? And depression can't beat that. Depression can't beat the greater good, the greater mystery of life, and the goodness of it, and the importance was more important in the end, in the bigger picture, right? Because God is outside of time, He's outside of the earth, He's outside of everything. And with that being said, there's nothing more worth than that. And that would be my argument. Just for anybody who's struggling with depression or has been, or if you potentially or possibly anybody out there that has been told those lies that I was around, right? It can weigh you down, but man, don't be fazed by it. Like it's nothing compared to what I just said, you know. And that's all I wanted to say for today. I realize that I'm overdue in this video, so I'll just cut it here. But hey, just letting you know that you matter, and there's more to life than what where you are right now. And just keep searching, keep pushing through. Trust on God, seek God, and you're gonna see, like it is worth it for you to be in your deathbed and you fought for a movie to play in your mind that is worth watching, a story that is worth telling and worth listening. That's worth so much more, and you have value just for existing. You don't have to be successful, although you should. That's not what dictates, what determines your value, right? And that would be my argument for, depression, encouragement, and just my thought and my inspiration, because that's my best interest at heart for all of you guys watching. So, but yeah, I'm about to go work out. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Just got off work. But yeah, I hope y'all have a blessed rest of y'all's day. And I just wanted to say that to you guys, share that thought with y'all. I'll share some notes in the link below. Thanks for watching. Please come back. You're always more than welcome. I'll post this on TikTok. It might be a little shorter, but I'll also place that link below on my TikTok if you want to watch the rest of the video. But that's all I have for y'all today. Stay beautiful, my people. Bye-bye.